right. So that should start tonight. Very much like we screwed up, we messed up, and I almost got to say, guys, we're here with a special cause tonight. It's going to be Hallie Cheney. It's going to be Joseph from Wrestle Talk over there to the right. But Sir William from Wrestling with a Cause. And let's just get off. William, what is Wrestling with a Cause?
So Wrestling for a Cause was originally founded in 2014, and basically we made it to partner with local organizations and to raise money for like Relay for Life, breast cancer, American Cancer Society, and Children's Miracle Network. And then the professor and I got together in 2019 and officially formed as an LLC, and we filed for a 501c3 when we really crossed over into the next level, and we became a full-fledged 501c3. And goes towards Children's Hospital. We picked one focus point, and that's what we went after. So, Children's Miracle Network, Erlanger, that's our focus. We have kids and do family shows. That's what we're all about.
Well, we were kind of dropping you, but we got most of it. Professor, so you are now official charity, and I was at your event for the folks that don't realize how good your events are. Your recent event was headlined with a couple of School of Morton or SOM Legacy wrestlers, Alex Summers, a big name locally. It is an event that not only do you raise money for these great causes, they're great wrestling events.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. I mean, Josh Turner was there with us. Evan Gold, they came. So it was a really good show. Really had a good time. We did a couple of years ago, we had the Gallows. The Good Brothers came, and it was Zicky Dice versus them and Johnny Swinger. And it was actually TNA's Digital Impact Show of the Week, or Match of the Week. So everything we do, we use it to try to bring together local indie wrestlers, and then, of course, people that's already inside the business at a more elevated level. And we allow them to interconnect and then work together, and they learn stuff from each other and they grow. So we give those kind of opportunities whilst, those high quality matches. And then still, of course, that independent levels like TWA Pikeville, we did them. And then, of course, Warpath, we're working with them. We've done some stuff with RCW. It's here local in Chatsworth. They're a really good organization. We've done stuff with, it used to be CCW out of Rossville, Tennessee. We've went to Championship One Wrestling. When ISWA was down in Somerville, we did stuff with them. We just do stuff with everyone. That way it's not just localized to us. We don't really have a banter of the old territory days where everyone's kind of separate. We just do everything together with everyone and try to bring awareness to everyone so it just grows the business, because ultimately we want everyone to feel included inside of ours, because our ultimate goal is to not be a wrestling organization. It's really to be the nonprofit to raise money for the kids. So that's what we do, and that's how we move forward, and then bringing great talent. Just this past weekend, me and Will were at MomoCon for Zicky Dice's big event down there. Hung out with him Saturday. So some of those guys we knew, they've come up and done stuff with us. So we do stuff with Zicky. He's come on our television show and done stuff. So it's really cool when we get to hang out with all the different people and work through. I mean, on our intro, we have Alex Summers, Josh up there from Ricky Morton. We have Mike Clay, who's part of AWF. They do a great show there with Paulie and Ringgold. So he's the viral champion, but we do stuff with everybody. We don't try to exclude anyone, and we try to just promote them and do it as an overall. And then, like I said, it ultimately raises money for the kids' hospital. So
Joseph, I'll come to you next. One question I do have is, you support so many causes. Is each show spread over several causes, or do you try to concentrate on a cause with each show?
Yeah, so it's concentrated over, every show is concentrated toward making money for Erlanger Hospital. That's what we decided to do. So if you look back at some of the earlier stuff that Will did and I did separately, it was for CMN, breast cancer. We've done different causes throughout the show. Sometimes we've done benefits for someone that's got sick. But when we decided to form officially, our main focus was to help kids that's going through the hospital or be able to go to the hospital. My daughter was in an accident when she was younger on a bike. So she went to the hospital and they saved her. And then Will has that same story with his daughter. So we just want to be able to give back and really make sure the hospital gets everything they need that we can possibly give to them. So someone else's family can say, hey, my kid's still alive today, and being able to, enjoy all those moments you get to have as they grow up. So
I wasn't a kid, but I was 32 years old and drove under a log truck, spent 7 months in Erlanger and Siskin, and I function, I work. I'm able to have a high quality of life thanks to the wonderful professionals at both places. So I understand exactly what you're going. And for children, it's even more precious because they got their whole life in front of them.
oh yeah, it's so good. So like Greer, she was one of our Hall of Fame kids that was part of CMN years ago, and she still does a lot of active stuff. But she was injured by a horse. She was around 5, and now she just graduated last week. So just getting this time, spend time with her. Dalton, I mean, he was in a car accident, extremely bad back injury. I mean, now he comes into matches and does stuff with us. And again, we do limited stuff, because we're super cautious with the kids. We don't want them to get hurt. Wrestling's very acrobatics and theatrical things that go on in there. So while a lot of people may say, oh, this is fake, it's very easy to get hurt in there. So we're very cautious with the kids, depending on how they want to do. We had another young lady, she's in college right now. She was a cheerleader back when she got inducted. Her name's Tiana. Friend of mine's child named Jackson. He had a peanut tumor, survived that. So now he's 17, years later. Joel, he's the young guy that we just put in last year. We call him the lethal striker. He's in a wheelchair, but he does karate. He does stuff for baseball. He comes on the show. I mean, he's just so strong that it's just crazy how active and engaged. And just seeing them, and the parents talking to them. Demi, she's one of the young ladies. She just rang the bell not last year, 2 years ago. And now she's all good to go. So, and then this year we're looking at inducting a Whitley Runyon. So that's live here. We haven't told anybody that yet. So she's the CMN poster child this year for Walmart. So that's going to be exciting to have her there. And in the show we just raised $3,000 and working with just the local Walmarts and over there in Lafayette and Tryon. So in Metrotham, we're going to do a big event we call the Hall of Fame induction, and we'll bring her up and talk about it and induct. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Hey, Joseph, go ahead and kick it off. I can tell on that smile right now. It touches your heart already. I'm
Well,
already
I've got a
here just to tell stories. So go ahead.
QB, I've got a couple questions, and Professor or William, whoever wants to answer them, you just let it go. So we mainly focus on Wrestle Talk with Rabbit Beaver about independent wrestling and the independent wrestling scene and people that come and go in through it. And I'm going to have to ask you about somebody because you mentioned him twice. You mentioned Zicky Dice,
Yes.
NWA superstar, AWA superstar, and he's all over the territory system, making a name for himself and winning championships all over. But do you think that he's afraid of Evan Golden, the Golden Child? Because he seems to be ducking him every chance that he gets.
Yeah, I'll let Will speak as well, but I'm pretty sure after what I've seen this weekend, again, just reinforcing Zicky Dice, if you can pull off an old school fanny pack and make it cool and still stay relevant today, I'm pretty sure you're not afraid to go after anyone because the outlandish one has no shame. So I don't think he's dodging. I think it's more of him making him wait and come to him and moving toward his territory. So I've seen the dice move excellently that way.
Yeah,
Sir William, I see your back.
I would second that completely. Zicky Dice has had some amazing matches with us. I mean, the match that he had with Fly Guy was so hard hitting and so incredible. What a great match that was. But on top of that, I mean, he's gotten involved as a special referee. He's fought Doc Gallows. I mean, Like he's not afraid of anybody, but I think he's more cerebral. I definitely think he's that kind of a wrestler. So I think exactly right. He's waiting for right time, right place for Evan Golden.
Hey, and Joseph, representative, vice president of the Evan Golden fan club here. Thank you. There we go. Now it's been said. Go ahead.
For those of you that don't know, my wife is the president and he's the vice president. And we talk about Evan Golden quite a bit, even behind closed doors. We're real big fans of Evan, but we know that Wrestling for a Cause has not only decided to move forward with him as a champion, but you had lots of new champions crowned at your event in Lafayette, including Javen Myra, who won a ladder match and ended up with a title there. Let's talk about that for just a second, guys. So tell us about the new title. Tell us about your new champion and what you expect from him in the days to come.
Well, I'll jump in here. I may have to jump off, so I'll jump in real quick. So Javen is a powerhouse, and for him to come in there at the very end, I mean, that F5 was epic.
Brutal.
That he gave. I mean, one of the most vicious ones I've ever seen. So to answer your question, the Children's Miracle Network title has created, we created it honestly a few years back. It has been around for several years. It bounces in this North Georgia, Chattanooga area, and that was up for grabs that night in that ladder match. And he just swooped in and just took everyone out. Absolutely amazing match. And he will be that champion now going forward. So we will see how long he can retain it.
Yeah, it was a hard-hitting match. I mean, he came in and dominated. Just for him to just roll in there and steamroll the other two stores' main picks and just light everyone up and just take the win like that, it was amazing. I know talking to the store managers afterwards, they were like, this guy's just absolutely carnage waiting to happen. And, again, touching back on Evan Gold, he competed earlier that night as well. Not taking anything away from him, I think the match between him and Zicky Dice, it could go either way because I think he's just as talented as Zicky is as well. So I definitely see good things on the horizon. I definitely want to see that match. That's going to be awesome.
Well, Professor, we're really excited to see it, but you have to realize that the way that Javen Meyer came in and took over that match with two other competitors, he put the entire locker room on notice that he is the man and he's going to be the man there at Wrestling for a Cause for many years to come. And there is bright things in his future. And so by that, I mean, no offense to Zicky Dice, no offense to Evan Golden, no offense to Josh Turner, no offense to Sir Theodore or anybody else that's working with you guys, Alex Summers, anybody, Gary Bell, any of them. But you've got somebody there that is going to be making waves and shaking the water as hard as he can until he gets what he wants out of you guys. And would you say that that's fair to say, sir?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, his path is for him to cut through. If we were looking at a forest and it was thick trees, he would be the guy just mowing through the trees, looking out to making the clearing, not waiting for the clearing to show up. So I agree 100%. His future is bright, and I think he's going to move well through the competition. And everyone better not underestimate him. I mean, after that F5 he gave to Kyle unexpectedly, I mean, that was brutal, devastating.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. We've talked about that. You also have new tag team champions, and we've got to talk about some other stuff that goes on with those tag team champions now, especially now that we've got some question marks about the next few events with TKO being there for you guys. So what's going to happen between Alex Summers and TKO, and where do we go from here now that we know what's going on with Josh Turner?
So Josh, I don't know. Josh right now is in his position. He still swears he's going to make his comeback. I know him and Alex Summers don't see eye to eye. They have feuded heavily, especially with John Bishop, the juicy one. They've all kind of been like wrapped up in this kind of really feuding way. So I really feel like Josh has the abilities to come back. And I feel like that Summers is really going to hold strong until Josh comes back. Because there was a moment that during the show where they were actually communicating, even though they were separate. And I feel like Josh, even though he resents Alex, is more loving of the belts. And you've seen the pictures of him holding all the different golds. I feel like that's going to kind of take precedent over his hatred of Alex. So just my opinion.
I think it really storms from the United States Championship. I think all three of those men that you mentioned, John Bishop, Alex Summers, and TKO, have really feuded over that United States Championship, and they've feuded hard over that United States Championship. Each of them wants to have possession of it and wants to be the United States champion. And I think that that's where the rivalry really stems from. And I mean, it's very prestigious, especially at Wrestling for a Cause, to be the United States champion. It puts you in a different level and for different people to see you as a champion. And not only that, you get to carry it with you wherever you go into the territory system. So everybody gets to see you be the United States champion for Wrestling for a Cause wherever you go. So I think it's a big, big ego booster for them. And it's something that all of them are possessive about. Is that fair to say, sir?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, just being the honor of being able to walk around with that belt, when we made that belt, we really wanted to bring back a level because, we have the heavyweight championship, but we wanted something else to kind of strive up so people could kind of get in, make it really important, sort of like the old Intercontinental belt from the WWE days. It was like a really strong, not a starter belt. It was something that meant something. And then to be able to walk around with that belt and say, you're representing for the kids in the United States, and especially for Chattanooga, I think it's a really huge honor. And I know multiple times talking to Josh about it, and then even Alex, the importance of them having that belt around their waist and just the battles they've gone through. I mean, I seen Alex walk out of a match with Juicy John Bishop where he just had whelps and bruises just because John went after him so hard to win. I mean, he just beat him with a kendo stick until he just about couldn't walk and locked him down. So, yes, I think it's a huge win just because you're representing the kids and you're making, money for the hospital. And so it creates that thing. And when you take in other territories, like, oh, you're the champion. But like, yeah, but I'm the champion that's raising money for a hospital for a cause. So I think it's a huge deal. So, yes, I would agree with you 100%. That's why they fight so hard for it.
I'm going to flip back to Howie or QB1. Either of you take over, guys.
Howie, go ahead, sir.
Professor, how did it feel to speak blasphemy on here by thinking that Evan Golden could actually lose a match?
I'm telling you, my heart skipped a beat there for a minute, but I'm okay.
It's okay. It's one of the things to where I don't know Evan Gold as well as I know Zicky Das. So I'm going to use it as one of the things of I don't have enough knowledge yet. Being the professor, I like to go off on everything I got data-wise analytically. So all I know is a lot more about Zicky Das than I do. But I will say, based off of me watching him that night, there's definitely room for concern there. I just don't want Evan to underestimate, but I don't think he will. I think he'll be ready. So
I think we booked a match here somewhere down the road. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, Howie.
Yeah, Professor, if you want to come back on here again, you better change your tune about Evan Golden or the man that runs the show over here will not invite you back.
He's okay. I can't help my love of Evan Golden.
hey,
I love
that's all good.
Is it love or is it obsession?
Obsession.
Obsession with Evan Golden. I love Zicky Dice. Let me say it that way.
Me and the man to my immediate left right here, we text, fairly regular on an everyday basis, and it's like every day there's at least an Evan Golden comment in there at least once, if not 3 times.
Look, Sir William, they're on me about Evan. You're a United States champion, Evan Golden.
I am 100% on board that Evan is great, but I am 200% on board that Zicky Dice is the man. I am a huge Zicky fan. I do not have a problem with saying it. I think he represents our championship, that beautiful championship behind the professor right there. That's the total. That's our total title. Yes, we patterned it maybe after a intercontinental title that we liked very heavily. It definitely has some similarities, but I mean, if you guys haven't seen any of his stuff from this past weekend, I mean, he is smooth in the ring, getting better every time. Zicky did a pop-up power bomb that was just amazing. And the silent match, I don't know if you guys saw that he had. Yeah, he was pretty on point this weekend.
Well, they brought up Evan because I'm the biggest fan. Professor, you're always welcome back, even if we are discussing about Evan and Zicky. I will set my shoulder up to the side for Wrestling with a Cause because y'all are that special. So, hey, Howie, one question: can you we're going to go down to Dalton. Y'all are going to have talent down there at Metrothron. Have you booked everybody that's going to be there so far, or are we still in for some surprises down the road?
We're still in for a surprise. We are reworking a couple of things just due to real life things that have happened. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know. So obviously, there's some things that are in the works, but we are still going to have, the NWA US Tag Team Champions there in action. That's going to be very, very impressive. That will happen live right there. So you're going to get to see a NWA title match, and that will be the first one I've ever gotten to see live. So, and it'll be at one of our shows. So, I mean, that's going to be a cool moment, I think, for wrestling fans because, I mean, amazing tag team, some great talent at the School of Morton will be on display as well. The School of Morton scramble match that we have planned coming up is going to be absolutely great. I think that's going to really show off the talent. Obviously, you aforementioned Evan Golden. The U.S. title will be on the line. So that's exciting. We've got a TV championship that's going to be on the line. So we've got some exciting title matches back to back to back planned, and at least one surprise we're working on. So we'll see if we can pull everything off.
I'm going to throw a surprise. How you take over after I throw the surprise? I'm sorry I interrupted you. Next 2 weeks, those very NWA United States Tag Team Champions that you're talking about will be here talking about the program and talking about working with wrestling. AJ Casano will be on next week, and KC Casano the week after. The Country Gentleman, which to me is one of the biggest coups for the cause that ever exist, is having these two gentlemen come work your program.
That's right. The Globetrotters will be here.
They are big guys. They're very powerful. They're very strong. Been very impressed with what we've seen from them. So I'm excited to get to actually have them in our organization.
Randy, go ahead and tell them about the third week. I know you want to.
Evan Golden, the United States heavyweight champion for Wrestling with a Cause, will be here to promote his appearance in Dalton 3 weeks from now. Hey, and we're not going to bring up Zicky Das during that period. Go ahead, Howie.
Yeah, quick comment real quick. Bobby Slam said Zicky is cool, but he's not as great as the 24/7 champion, hardcore champion Jordan McClure. Guys, well, I've got both of you here. You kind of spoke on the reason that you do this because each one of you owes a lot to Erlanger and everything for your kids. Out of everything in the world, why wrestling did you start this up to make it a charity?
Well, Sir William, do you want to kick it or you want me to start?
Well, I'll just say this, I mean, I think both the professor and I have been lifelong wrestling fans. So it's a chance to do good in our community, do good for kids, do good for the hospital, do good for charities in general, while at the same time, kind of living our own dreams out by being able to run the organization. And I've been chasing the professor for a long time. Before he and I, we knew of each other, but really, didn't get to work together. He did a show that became internet famous. And then I did a show, which was the birth of, what we are in 2014 for the breast cancer. And then it wasn't until, we became great friends. And now, brother from another mother, we're on the board. And in 2019, when we came together to say, let's take this seriously and take it to the next level. So I've been chasing him for a long time.
Yeah, for me, I mean, story's similar. I remember my grandfather, he was a huge wrestling fan. And he always would talk about, he's like, how cool would it be to own your own wrestling show and stuff like that? And then when me and Will became friends and talking about it, and then, we were like, what can we do with this? And he was telling me he did the calls. And I was like, that's a good idea. So then we decided that based off of what we went through with our kids and just us working together and talking, we're like, why do we not just merge these two things and make greatness out of it? And I mean, that's how we kind of decided to do it.
It's awesome. All three of us was at the show in Lafayette the other night, and one of the best shows I've been to in a long time, and looking forward to going to another one that y'all have. Quick comment real quick. As great as Ziggy Dice and hardcore is, I have to give it to my boy Mike Clay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Mike Clay has almost held every singles title that we have.
Yep.
So he's out there just winning title after title. I think the only title he has left is the U.S. title. So
that's it.
How often do y'all have people come up or wrestlers come up and say, "Hey, I want to perform, no charge or whatever. Let me perform to help out with wrestling for a cause." How often do y'all have that happen?
It's actually pretty often, but we rarely let people do that unless they really just are like persistent about it. Because when we made this organization, we talked a lot about that, and a lot of people, we want everyone to feel like they're treated fairly, and definitely not taken advantage of. So we make sure we have plans in place to pay people. Even if it's as little as hey, we at least take gas money for driving up here because we don't want anyone to ever feel like they're taken advantage of, and we want to really make sure that the people are taken care of. Because again, in our world, we want to make sure that it is a fair and consistent thing to raise money for the hospital. So we really make sure that no one feels like they're taken advantage of. So we really talk about that, and rarely do we do that. So, Sir William, I'll let you talk more about that as well.
yeah, I would second that. I mean, I think at every show there's somebody that offers. And we have a lot of volunteers that volunteer their time. Obviously we don't take anything as the board members of anything, but we put everything towards the show and the talent. But if you're an in-ring performer, we want to make sure that you leave our shows feeling respected and treated exactly like the professor said. We want that respect factor. If you work for us, we're going to treat you right.
Yeah.
Randy, I'm going to read this comment and then turn it back over to you. And it's from Bobby Slam. Those two guys, William and Alan, don't get enough credit. They do so much for the kids and community. I have tremendous respect for both of them, and I am proud to call them friends. High praise right there, guys. How does that make y'all feel?
For me, grateful. Yeah, just absolutely grateful that what we do every day makes people feel impacted, and like we're doing the right thing when you get comments like that. And we're just real people just doing stuff, so that's what they get. And we appreciate Bobby Slam as well.
Hugely. I think more people can do things at a community level, at your local community level, and you can go to an independent wrestling show and know that the money's going somewhere that's local right here in Chattanooga. So it's pretty cool that we get to impact our area. So that's something really awesome. And I'm very grateful to have people like Bobby with us in the organization.
Yeah, agreed.
Along with it, I was very saying, what is this? It didn't know what it was going to be, and I came to a show, and once I came to a show, it made total sense. Is there about it being pro wrestling that how he kind of asked a minute ago, but you give a lot of entertainment for a little bit of money to get in the door and to raise money. Do you focus on your show as dude and you want it to be top class indie wrestling, or when you go to put a show together, Sir William, what is your thinking behind it? So it was so. I was completely blown away.
I think the professor will probably second this, but we talk a lot amongst ourselves and kind of try to keep a cohesive story that goes through all of the shows. We try to highlight a lot of local talent to make sure that they get opportunities to work shows and to see. And with our partnership with School of Morton, we're trying to branch out and bring different talent into a different area. So fundamentally, it's just us trying to communicate like this is the overarching story of where we want to go. Now it's just seeing how we get there and adapting to when there will be curveballs that life will inevitably throw you.
Professor, when I heard of the calls, I thought, well, the shows will be disjointed, and the shows are the total opposite of that. It really flows in a storyline, like William was saying. You do a very good job of bringing the audience into that storyline in a very short time?
Yeah, like Will said, we often joke around sometimes we're doing it live. That's because we adapt quickly, but we also want to keep that cohesive story together so it feels like it flows. Because again, like we talked about with paying some of the wrestlers and stuff, even if they want to do it for free, I feel like it's a respect thing that if we don't have a story consistently for them to tell, it creates, disconjunction in their life and makes it very hard for them to really showcase who they are as a performer, who they are as a personality, and who they are when they're, in the ring doing what they need to do to tell the story. So if it's all over the place, that's a disjustice to them. And again, that's a lack of respect on our half if we do them like that. So that's why we're so particular about making sure that the stories make sense, they kind of align, but we also give them freedom as well. We're like, hey, what do you think about this? Or sometimes we've even let other wrestlers, book the shows and saying, hey, we're going to do this, and we'll say, okay, we're going to do this match, and then let's flow this in and kind of go through and adapt it as well. So I feel like it's very disrespectful if you don't stay consistent with what you're trying to bring, because it makes it hard on that independent wrestler to showcase what they want to do and then move it up to the next level. So, like something like where you guys are very popular and they're wanting to go to a school of Morton and they're just trying to get out of Dalton. For us to put something out there that looks low quality, and if you're just watching from a distance, it could impact that person's brand. And we don't ever want to do anything that would impact somebody's brand or disrespect someone. So that's kind of where my headspace is in line with Williams.
We as we have on here, we always start out by telling them when we go to talk to them, book them, we're fans first. We love professional wrestling. We will not be here to embarrass you, not ask you questions to embarrass you. We are fans that start there, and we respect the business. You have such respect for the business. Do you think that element of wrestling with a cause makes talent a little more willing to with you, Sir William?
Completely. I mean, when I think about some of the talent that we've worked with, really, I don't know of any wrestlers that have ever had a negative anything to say about working one of our shows. I mean, we've got, people like Josh Turner, who obviously is going through a real life thing right now, but I mean, I feel like he's very, very on board with the cause and working with us and has helped us a lot in putting us in communication. You go back to, some of the early days and Air Paris helping getting us in contact with people. You talk about Mike Action Jackson helping us get in contact with people. You talk about Swinger, the fact that Johnny Swinger will text us and just be like, hey, when's the next show? I'm ready to roll. He's going to be there at Metrotham Con. Zicky messaging us literally today, thanking him for, coming down to his show and wanting to know the next date we're going to get him up to ours. I mean, it's the talent. I think the respect has paid off to where they know they want to work our shows. They want to defend the titles. They want to be in these matches. They want to see where they can take it as a story. So really, really proud of that. And hopefully that's a legacy that when we're old and, sitting on a porch, we can talk about these days.
Professor TKO is the reason I'm here. He contacted me and he said, Brandon, you have such a passion for kids, and it does too. You need to be involved. Even though he kicked me below the belt going to the ring the other night, and I still owe him for that. So, Joseph, he's going to get a nug back whenever I see him next. But these guys that are so tough, bigger than life in a lot of cases, they're the first one to sing your causes, Professor.
Well, we appreciate that. And I think like Will was saying, we just, Will mentioned it earlier. We don't take any money out of this. Like we actually probably pay more in than what we did. I mean, sometimes we're referred to as hobbyists, which is totally cool with us. But we didn't do this designed to, make an independent wrestling organization. That was just something fun to be added into it to make the money. And I think the guys see that and they send the genuineness of what we ask and do. And then we respect them because it's hard to be a wrestler. I mean, it is not easy. I mean, it's a difficult thing. You got to learn out there, move. You've got to learn how to work your people. So there's a whole thing that you have to be able to work through. So I feel like that allows us to show that respect. And I feel like that's one of the things that do, because they see us just as genuine people, like the people you're talking to right now on here. It's exactly the people you would run into out, wherever, whether we're at work or, stop buying groceries or getting gas. I mean, we're the same people everywhere you go. There's, I mean, we didn't get our nicknames, Professor or Sir William, till what, 2022, like a year later. We were standing around and we were at Eastside and somebody said, "What are you guys' work names?" And we're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just Alan. Like, that's just
Yeah.
Will. So
We
we're
don't
not
know. Like,
we're
what
not
are
personalities.
we're
We're
not
just
sure.
people doing something cool for money for the hospital. So
So I gave myself mine. So if you can't get somebody else to do it, you just give it to yourself.
oh heck yeah.
And then it has taken off because we've been out places and people, like I've been literally at work and someone go like, "You should hit John Bishop with a chair, Sir William." Like, whoa, okay, what? Huh?
Yeah.
What? Like, I'm at work. How do you know me? Like, oh,
Oh,
oh.
it's so amazing.
Professor's had that happen as well. He's been up in Chattanooga just walking and going like, "Professor."
Yeah. I'm like, who are you talking to? Who was that for? I'm like, oh, you're talking to me, because we never expected to become like this. Has exceeded all of our expectations of everything it could have been. Because literally, like when we decided to do it, it was literally like, hey, we'll do small independent shows over at the gym in Dalton. That was our goal. Make a couple of $100 here and there just to donate to the hospital every year for leucemia. I mean, that's what it was. And then, things started happening. We started meeting more people and it just kind of started evolving. But we made sure that we always stayed true to being respectful to everyone we talked to, so.
Joseph, I'm going to take off. I do, as owner of River City, I just have to make this offer and let you know anything that you need, advertising, run every show through here, whatever you need, it's yours. And we're proud that to have, we're proud for the cause. And it's not often you see these guys, top of the guard guys at every indie show, then shows back up, Joseph, at Wrestling with the Cause. It speaks volumes. And if you ever watch the TV show, he will become Sir William and he will become the professor. I made that mistake. Joseph, go ahead, sir.
Well, Sir William, I'm going to throw a little salt in the wound here. So at your last show, you had something happen. You won a title, and then it was immediately taken away from you. Speak about it a little bit, sir.
I'm going to call him my protege. Hardcore McClure has been pushing me to become what he calls ruthless. So I don't know what his ultimate goal is, and maybe we'll see it come out one day. But he is pushed. We have fought. We have bled in the ring together, both as tag partners and against each other. We've had street fights. We've had a hardcore match. I guess it's time we're going to have to do it again. I guess it's just not settled. He says I buried him. Now, if you bury someone, hypothetically, a fake skeleton representing that person in a leather jacket to make it look like him, I guess maybe I buried him. Was that too much? Who knows?
I didn't think.
Maybe he's a little salty. So I know the purple welts that I had on from that beating is something I plan on giving back.
Well, I would say it's a lot of salty. It's not just a little bit, because the fashion that he came out and as quick as he came out from behind that curtain to ensure that he stole that title from you was sending a message to you, sir.
I would agree. Message definitely received. Now I'm working on my response. And again, the purple welts will have a response.
And Professor, I mean, you were right there by ringside. You got to see it all. And how surprised were you to see that happen?
I was shocked, especially when Bobby Slam jumped up and kind of like leaned in that he was now a soldier of Slam. I was blown away because hardcore, me and him talk. I'm kind of like the neutral one that stays neutral with everybody. I don't really get involved too much. I do more of the technical stuff. So Jordan many times has said, he's like, I'm retired. I'm not doing this anymore. And then just out of nowhere for him and Bobby to jump up and go at it, it was totally a shock to me. I was like, okay. I was like, we're doing this again. I mean, the last time this happened, there was Legos and thumbtacks involved. So, Lord knows what's going to happen this time. Prior to
Bobby
that,
Slam is that. that snake in the grass. He's just always there, and you don't know when he's going to strike or what he's going to do, but he always finds a way to insert himself with the best talent that is across multi-states, and he always finds a way to brainwash them into believing that they're better than what they are and that they can win anything as long as he's at their side. And, I hate to say it because I love Bobby. I love him as a man. I love him personally. I love him, but he is that man that you've got to watch out for. He is diabolical, and he will take advantage of any situation, as we saw at Wrestling for a Cause.
Yeah. I think I'm going to throw this theory out there. I haven't thrown this out there, but I've thought about it, and you guys can give me a thought back. We voted him in as a board member prior to that night, and then all of a sudden he takes Hardcore McClure and returns. So I feel like he worked his way in. I mean, I don't know. It could just been timing, but I mean, I tons of respect though for Bobby Slam and everything he does for us. But it could have been the initiative of get Soldier to Slam and some plotting going on to revenge Sir William after he buried Hardcore McClure. So.
Well, Sir William, it almost seems like you've got a Heenan on your hands. You got a Bobby the Brain that's sitting back there, and he was just, like you said, waiting for the right time to strike. And as you said, he waited until you all voted him in on the board to make his big jump and his big move. So this might have been what he'd been planning in here all along.
I could see that. I mean, he's a smart man. He's a smart businessman, smart announcer, smart manager. Like, I could definitely see that. So we're up against somebody that's very challenging. A ruthless response is what I just see from Bobby Slam. So that was, in fact, a ruthless response.
That was a ruthless response.
And I'm going to have to get very, very ruthless in return.
As a fan of the heels, I kind of like Bobby Slam. I'm just going to throw that out. So.
I'm an unofficial member of the Soldiers of Slam. He gave me official, it's like a, fan club glasses. So I can't hate too bad. I mean, it's impressive what he did.
Very impressive. But is it really impressive, or was it just really brilliant on his part, or both? I mean, because the way that he sowed that seed and let it just come to fruition and grow, it makes you wonder what else is he capable of in the future.
I think quite a bit. So we'll be watching ourselves all weekend at Metrotham. So when you guys are there at Metrotham, I think you're going to see some fun stuff because craziness will ensue. And I guarantee you there will be shenanigans. And the seats will be paid back.
Please remind us again, when is Metrotham Con? When's it going down for you guys?
Great question. June 20th, June 21st, and June 22nd. And our live pro wrestling will be on the 21st. So if you buy the weekend pass or you buy just the Saturday pass, you are getting the wrestling show as a part of all of the vendors, all of the awesome autograph, the people that are attending. I mean, they've got an amazing lineup for Metrotham, and we're beyond excited to now have been with them 2 years. So.
And you've got some pretty amazing performers too. So go ahead, Joseph. I'm sorry. I get it knowing that Evan Golden's coming, but go ahead.
I think you just got a man crush on Evan Golden, but that's neither here nor there. Now, guys, at Metrotham Con, you said you got 3 days planned, 1 day full of wrestling. You guys will be signing autograph, taking pictures. You also will be selling merchandise. You guys will be out there on the floor in front of everybody, taking donations. And we want to encourage each and every one of you guys to come on out to Dalton and be a part of Metrotham Con right here with Wrestling for a Cause with Sir William and the Professor and everybody else that's going to be there. That's going to be, the Kazanas are going to be there. We've got Connor Martin going to be there. Javen Myra scheduled to be there. We've got lots of people there that are scheduled to come on out. You guys want to be a part of this, come on out and be a part of it. And Professor, I know something very special and near and dear to your heart is going to be there. Would you like to talk about it?
Well, would you be talking about the kids, or which one would you be talking about? I mean,
Yes,
I have a lot of special things that'll be happening that night. One thing that'll happen before I talk about Whitley is if you would like to win the 24/7 belt, it'll be up for grabs all weekend long, just like last year. So someone may challenge Hardcore McClure out of nowhere before Sir William can even get to him, and become a new champion before, so it could easily slide away from the Soldier of Slam's hands. So I know Bobby Slam's talking about that. But yeah, for me, Whitley Runyon will be there. She'll be the CMN children kid this year for Walmart and doing the CMN campaign for all across the Chattanooga area for the hospital. So we'll be inducting her that night. And then also we'll be inducting Bobby Slam into the Kids Hall of Fame as well. So, so just again, I know Bobby Slam plays as the leader of the Soldier of Slam, and he has a way he has to do that and be. But besides behind the scenes, really great guy, really excited to have him, and just being able to induct him that night, just from all the things he's helped us with over the years. It's really going to be amazing. And then, of course, Whitley, having her come on. Can't wait to introduce her and have her come in. And then we're also going to go ahead and present the checks to the Walmart that night as well, where we raised a $3,000 to the show in Lafayette just a couple of weeks ago that you guys were at. So super excited. So thank you.
Well, I think that's all I've got for you guys tonight. I want to turn it right back over to QB1 and Howie Cheney.
Go ahead, Mr. Cheney. You've got some questions. I love to hear you ask guests. So go ahead.
No, I'm not going to put these guys to the ringer like that. Like Randy touched on a little bit earlier, and Joseph as well. We was there at Lafayette the other night. It was a great show. For anybody that hasn't been to a Wrestle for a Cause event, they need to go and experience it. My daughter, that's the second time she's ever been to a wrestling. And I think it kind of lit a fire underneath her, because before I hopped on here, she's like, "Do we have any wrestling on tonight to watch?" I said, "No, not tonight." So she's looking forward to being able to come back and watch y'all again. And we're planning on trying to make it over to Dalton to see that card that y'all got set up. So do you, I know we're 3 weeks away, but do you have a kind of a lineup already as far as matches?
We did, but we're kind of moving around right now just because of what's going on with Josh. So I think we're holding that until we get next week, and then we're going to kind of finalize, release it. So next Wednesday, the Metrotham, Mark and Keith, the guys that run it, that we work with, they're actually going to be on our wrestling show on Fahrenheit, and then we'll announce the finalized revision card there. So
plug your wrestling show, Professor, because I watched this week and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's every Wednesday. It's a bi-weekly show. It comes on at 7 o'clock to 8, right before AEW. We talk about wrestling. We play matches from independent shows. We'll probably have Vicky Doss's silent match that he just made super famous at MomoCon play this week. We have special guests. Anyone that wants to come on, I mean, they are just welcome to come and hang out. Sometimes we do storylines there. Sometimes our kids come on. We do a big thing at the end of the year, and you guys are welcome to come if you want. We do what we call the Christmas special, and everyone comes in and tries to do a Christmas show, and they will do a big song at the end that seems to have not worked out in the last many years that we've tried. So it's a really fun time. But yeah, you guys are welcome to come. It's a blast getting to have the kids hang out. They show up just a couple of weeks ago. Joel came on, and Will was addressing Kyle, which was his bane of his existence, and him and Joel just beat him down in the middle of the thing. So you just never know what's going to happen. Often we joke and grin, like I mentioned earlier in the show. We do it live. That's because things evolve rapidly, so we have a loose script, so that way we can get to everyone what they want to talk about and just kind of work through. So it's good times. But yeah, UCTV, stream live on Facebook. Try to stream it live through our Wrestling for a Cause Chattanooga page, and so you can check it out on there.
Couple of quick comments, Randy, before you get back going. Bobby Slam, 24/7 title on the line all weekend. Jordan McClure will break a world record for successful defenses. Joseph's saying no. Joseph's saying no.
That's a big thing. Last year, the belt changed at least 54 times.
Right.
For the whole weekend. So
Then also,
Hartford's just out of retirement. I don't
know. Bobby Slam, it's a love-hate relationship. LOL, mostly love.
It's like kind of broken like that, I guess.
Yeah. So
I'm thinking 130 pounds. I got a shot to win the 24/7 championship.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I believe you could.
If you don't break a hip.
That's true. I could break a hip, but I will go ahead and announce that I'm going to challenge Howie Cheney to a buffalo wing eating contest. So
I can tell you right now, Randy can probably win the belt, but the problem is he can't get up off the floor and he'll lose it as quick as he wins it.
that is an issue. That is.
What's the sauce? I got to know what sauce you're putting on
Yeah.
your wings.
I'm excited to hear this.
Mango habanero.
Oh,
Ooh, he
Good
likes it
choice.
hot.
nice. Yeah, that's a burner.
I'm,
Hey,
I'm
look.
tapping. I'm tapping out
He's
already,
tapping out on
guys.
that one.
I'm tapping out already.
Party's over.
Hey,
That's good stuff.
I know we don't have a card, but we do have some of the talent that's coming over, and some of this talent. I know WrestleMania weekend, Country Gentleman was out in Vegas. They worked the show out there. I know Evan Golden is the Beside the Ring champion. I know Ziggy Dice is a worldwide name. Anytime you can see Ziggy Dice do it. Do you have a list of names that we could at least announce, or
Yeah, we can go through some of the names. Josh, if he's in a recovered spot, he plans on being there. So Josh Turner will be there. Johnny Swinger is going to be there. We're going to have Evan Gold. He'll be there. So he'll be live there. Do we need to go through any more names? I feel like he's a popular guy in the stream. But yeah, so he'll be there, and then we'll have Alex Summers there. He'll be there. We're going to have Gabby. She's our first female referee with Derek Myers. So he'll be there. There's rumors that Juicy John Bishop may make an appearance there. He's kind of upset right now with the BCW reunion show, so he's a little mad about them not inviting him. So now I think he may be getting a little salty that he may not be able to show up to ours. So now I'm hearing rumors he may show up and crash there. So I don't know. Could happen. So there's just so many talented people that are going to show up with surprises. Bobby Slam will be there announcing with me live. Who knows? Soldiers of Slam could show up. Jordan be there all weekend as a 24/7 champ, maybe making successful title defense. I don't know. So
We are-
anybody else you want to comment about?
We are
may have
working on a
another.
surprise
We may
match.
have we may have another match that's kind of stepping up right here. Bobby Slam's talking to our own Joseph on here. Shut your dirty mouth, Joseph. Never doubt hardcore McClure.
Oh man.
The only thing I wanted to point out was we are helping Metrotham bring Lex Luger to Metrotham this year. So, just like last year, Mick Foley brought, was there, and he actually inducted the kids into the Hall of Fame. We're hoping to have the exact same experience with Luger, to where he can induct a child into the Hall of Fame and be there also present when we do the check presentation. So, very excited about that.
Yeah, $1 Million Man will be there.
With Lex Luger going through everything he's gone through and being able to actually stand up now and actually take a few steps, that'd be awesome if he could do that for the kids.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Completely agreed.
So could I just run down the guest that's going to be there as far as the wrestlers real quick?
Absolutely.
Seems like y'all are kind of in charge of a lot of this, getting them there. Like I said, Lex Luger's going to be there. Billy Gunn's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The $1 Million Man, like was already said, Ted DiBiase is going to be there. The dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner. Kenzie Page, the NWA Women's Champion. Someone we already talked about, the Country Gentleman's going to be there. Johnny Swinger's going to be there. And y'all know this gentleman a lot better than I do, but if anything's possible, Josh TKO Turner will be there as well.
Yep, that's the plan. Mike Clay will be there, the clown that never frowns. We spoke about him earlier. He'll also be there as well. So, yeah,
Okay.
Josh, we just, we keep him in our thoughts and prayers every night as he's working through what he's got going on. And, we really hope he comes. He's in our group chat that we have with everybody. He's saying he's going to be there. So, we 100% support it, but we also 100% would rather see him get 100% healed versus trying to push, because we know in his heart, if it was, meant for him to be here, he would be here 100%. But, he'll be here next time if he can't make this one, because, again, we want him to be healthy. So,
Well, Professor, we don't speak about Josh enough. Josh has a heart for people. He has a heart for kids. He has a heart for the business and the industry and trying to help anybody he can in any way possible. And right now is a time where Josh needs all of our thoughts, all of our prayers, all of our help that we can offer him. For those of you that don't know, I will break the news. I'll break the silence. He went through a stroke. He had a mild stroke in the middle of the ring at a KFW event, and it's pushed him back a little bit, and he's trying to work through that problem. He lost all motor movements on the left-hand side of his body. So he can't grab, he can't move, he can't walk. He's getting better every day, but he is still needing a lot of help. Him and Samantha and the kids need a lot of help right now. And we would love to have you guys partner with us as we partner with Wrestling for a Cause, and also partner with his family to make sure that his needs are met and his bills are met for the next few months as we're going through this. So we would like to open that up to each and every one of you. If you guys want to make donations, you can contact us privately and we'll get you the information. We'll send you to the right pages. He has a couple pages set up for I've lost it. I'm sorry. It just dripped off my head. He has a couple of the pages set up, the GoFundMe pages set up, and we would love to have you guys donate to those, and we'll get you to the right people to donate to those. Not the fake ones, the real ones that we know are actually going to him. So I want to set that up right now for you guys. Just message us privately on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, wherever you guys are catching this at. You can hit me up at the fan club on Buzzsprout, and we will get the information to you, and that way you all can help donate as well.
And also, don't forget, Joseph, he's always got a boot for our founder of River City Media, QB1.
He took a shot at me. We talked today, and I had to promise him that once he's healthy, once he's ready to go, he gets a show, TKO Uncensored. So buckle your seatbelts, boys and girls, because TKO Uncensored might be tough. So
hey, after Bobby Slam made a little comment toward Joseph, Joseph came back with a comment of his own saying, Bobby, I don't doubt him. I have full confidence he will lose.
Wow.
So,
Professor, in the last little bit, how can we help you as just normal guys besides attending events, making a donation? Is there anything people like us that support your cause can do to help?
Just go to our Facebook page and, share it. And, whenever you guys go on we have a webpage too. It's Wrestling for a Cause Chattanooga. Just go in there and promote it and talk about it. Again, like I said, me and Will didn't even get our nicknames till a year later, so we never wanted it to be about us. But some of our friends were like, eventually, you guys will have to be faces, so you're going to have nicknames that make it feel official. So we're like, okay. And jokingly, he became Sir William because he had done this knot thing, and then everyone's like, I was like, I do the tech stuff. And they're like, okay, well, you'll just be the professor then? I said, all right, well, we'll go with that. So just go in there, just follow our stuff. Because, again, it helps, drive the cause, and it allows people to see what we really do and who we really are as people. And following and donating, it all goes into what we do, which is, love independent wrestling and try to help everyone get their name out there and ultimately raise money for the hospital. So whatever you guys do, make it about them and share our stuff, because it makes it about other people and not necessarily us, which is, what we wanted. We never expected. I mean, this is, I'm trying not to, be embarrassing about showing, my fan face right now. So I'm trying to keep it together, hanging out with you guys and stuff. So, that would help, just spread around our website and what we do and our donation, our calls. And, if someone wants to talk to us or reach out and do stuff with us, just slide them our contact and info. We regularly contact on our webpage, or everyone has our personal cell phone numbers, which they can have. So,
we've got the next 3 weeks. We've got dedicated to the upcoming show. And we've got some big names coming on to plug this and work with these Wrestling with Cause guys. The Country Gentleman coming on to air. AJ Kazana. I've tried to get AJ to do a podcast for about a year and a half now, and I finally got him. If everybody don't run him off, because everybody, you too, Joseph, everybody's got a theory they want AJ to talk about. We're not going to let him talk about it. White Lightning, KZ Kazana, who's, we just need to give him and TKO their own channel, because they're on here more than I am. So And of course, I joke about it, but really good guy, friend of the program, Evan Golden. Next 3 weeks, all we're going to be talking about is wrestling with a cause. Bobby and Bobby Slam is welcome to come back and comment. Professor, if you want to jump in, we'll send you the links.
Yeah, shoot it in. I would love to jump on. I'm pretty well available every Thursday, so yeah, shoot it to me. I'll be happy to jump in there. I'd love it. So again,
these are big names that we've got the next 3 weeks. Big shows coming up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Huge shows that we've got going on. Evan Golden is currently the gold collector. He's got about 4 different titles around his waist currently. And so he is trying to make his name in independent professional wrestling and be the man of all of independent professional wrestling, including one from you guys. Is that not correct?
That is true. Yep. He's already collected one of our belts. I mean, so the sky's the limit. So I think that he's already on his way to becoming a Grand Slam champion. With us, so 100%.
And he is defending tomorrow night, I do believe, and Virginia. He's going to be at Beside the Ring Championship Wrestling, defending that big trash can of a belt that he brings everywhere with him.
The hubcap.
Yeah.
That's
so, I mean, that's just one. And then, of course, I mean, you've got people like you said, Juicy John Bishop. You talked about him a little bit earlier. We've talked about him kind of on and off. I know that he's going to be in action at Championship One Wrestling tomorrow in McDonald, Tennessee, and he's going to be doing that business perfect for himself, as he has been in a tag team recently with Chris Payne. I'm not sure if you know Mr. Chris Payne or not. No Payne, Chris Payne, but man, he has been on fire and taking the C1W audience by storm the last few weeks. And like you said, he's a little salty about some stuff that's gone on. So I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up to Wrestling for a Cause with a purpose to try to take over and make his name and make his fame at Wrestling for a Cause.
Yeah, I'd agree. Bishop's very possible to do that. I don't know if you guys know, but our first season, or we call it sagas, we don't call it seasons. When we very first started the TV show, he came in and forcefully took the 24/7 belt away from Sir William by throwing a glass bottle over his head right in the middle of the studio. So it was a interesting way to start the journey. And so Juicy John joined us for a little bit. But as always, in the hunt for the gold, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So he's back to his ways.
And you spoke about the clown that never not smiled, the one that they call the clown freak himself. And let me tell you, that man is on a mission himself. He's looking to retain gold. He's looking to get the gold from Wrestling for a Cause. And he's looking to be a part of that AWF and take some gold away as well this weekend. So you don't know what you're getting when you mess with the clown freak, Mike Clay. But I'm going to tell you what, it's not going to be fun and games for you if you're on the other side of the ropes with him.
And of course, we've talked about it a little bit. That's another top of the card guy from AWF, which is a local, one of the class organizations in the Chattanooga area. And just putting all these class organizations together under the banner of Wrestling with a Cause, it's just amazing. Howie, you got anything to close tonight? We'll let the professor get out of here.
Quick comment from Chris Cross. Love that name, Chris Cross. 100% support Wrestling for a Cause, and the NWA can't wait. It's all about the brotherhood. That's all of our wrestling shows give. Prayers for TKO.
Hey, yes. Professor, you got anything to close us out tonight?
Just want to end with, I know Sir William feels the same way. I know he had to jump in and out. Just thank you all so much for having us on. Again, we never expected to become faces of something. We were just doing it to raise money for the kids. So again, respect to all you. Really just appreciate what everyone does, and just continue to, spread the word. And if you're interested in knowing more about us, feel free to reach out anytime. Jump on Wrestling for a Cause Chattanooga on Facebook. And again, just thank you all so much for having us on, and be happy to be back whenever you feel like there's a window space on the podcast for me. So I'll just sit back and watch if you want me to. I'm totally cool. So with that, thank you.
Definitely get you in over the next 3 weeks with a few of these SOM guys. I think they need to learn what Wrestling for a Cause maybe is. So especially KC Kazan, I think he could use a lesson. Maybe that's the lesson. Joseph, final words from you.
Yes,
Joseph,
sir.
I'm going to put your shirt up where you can advertise.
Absolutely. So that's what I was about to say is we are partnering with Wrestling for a Cause through our Streamlabs store, and we are going to make $8 total profit off of any shirt that's made. We're going to be splitting that in half with Wrestling for a Cause. So for every shirt that's sold, $4 is going to go directly to Wrestling for a Cause. This is the Nug Nug Club shirt, and as you see on the front here, we've got the Nug Nug Club with Wrestle Talk with a Rabid Beaver, but on the side, I know you guys can't see it, but I'm going to zoom in as much as I can here. It says changing lives one match at a time, Wrestling for a Cause Chattanooga. We're changing lives one match at a time, one person at a time, one shirt at a time. And like I said, half of the proceeds from every shirt sold will be going to Wrestling for a Cause Chattanooga. And you can catch that at www.streamlabs.com/a rabid beaver /merch. And a rabid beaver is spelled ARABBID, the number 3 AVER /merch. And that's how you can get that right there. And as you see, it's $25.99 plus shipping and handling, and it comes in lots of colors. We've got the heather gray here. We also have green that it's available in. We have red, the Rabid Beaver red, for those of you that know my channel. We got pink for the ladies, and we've got a light blue shirt as well for all of you out there that want to be a part of the Nug Nug Club. Go ahead and order your shirt today and be a part of Wrestling for a Cause Chattanooga and help save a life today.
No, I love it.
That's awesome.
Hey, there's not a lot for me to say other than 6 nights a week we come on here and we promote high school sports for a large part of the week. And we make an effort to get scholarships and kids ahead. Here's a chance to affect a life that maybe hasn't been as blessed and support a cause. And if there's something I believe in, I don't bring every cause on here. I find something that I believe in, and that's what you see. I believe in these guys. I believe in their cause. I believe in Erlanger and their mission. I am personally here because of Erlanger too. So many lives are changed because of that hospital. And if you just realize how lucky we are to have such great medical care in the Chattanooga area, Professor, we're blessed to have a place like that down here.
Agreed. 100%. It's absolute a blessing to be able to just give back to them and help support them. So Erlanger's been so kind to us. We had to, when we first started, I'll share something real quick. We had to go through the board of Erlanger to get vetted, and we actually got approved to be able to use their like emblems and their stuff as officials. So we worked through all that. So we just really appreciate them and seeing, what we do to help support them is, and them being comfortable with letting us, allowing us to use their image and names and brand. So it's really cool.
If you've got a little money to spend, you got a little extra to spend. We got plenty of charities out there, but send some of these guys' way. I'm QB1. I gave myself the nickname because my real name is Randall Cunningham. Nobody else can call himself QB1. He's Howie Cheney, Joseph the Rabbit Beaver. I don't think he gave himself that one. That one had to come from somewhere. We'll have to do that. He's the professor. We had Sir William earlier. Wrestling with the Cause the next 3 weeks here on River City Media. Come, join us. Be in Dalton in 3 weeks. If you can't be in Dalton, send some money to Dalton. Do something. This is QB1, River City Media. Come together as a family. Good night. God bless.
Bye, guys.
See y'all. Thank y'all.